This is drops in the bucket lesson 1, and we're going to start off looking at 1 right here. So up here at the top, I see 1, 2, 3 groups, and in each group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I see 3 over here. I see 3 groups of 5. And so there's 15 elephants altogether. Now we can also look at them up and down this way. And I see, this time I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, and there are 3 in each group. So I see 5 groups of 3. Still 15 elephants. We didn't take any away or add any, still 15. So now if we turn that multiplication and look at it backwards, we think 15 divided into groups of 5 would be 3 groups. And if we took this one and went backwards, we'd say 15 divided into groups of 3, we would have 5 groups. Alright, so now we're looking at number 2. So 8 plus 8 is 16. 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. Bring the 4 straight down, the 3 straight down, 3,456. Alright, so now the next one. We cannot take 8 away from 7, so we have to borrow from our neighbor, leaves them with 3, but now we're at 17 over here. So 17 take away 8 is 9. We can't take 8 away from 3, so again we have to borrow. 13 take away 8 is 5. We can't take 3 away from 1, so we have to regroup again. But we can take 3 from 11, which is 8, and 5 take away 1 is 4, so 4,859. Alright, now weeks and days. So I always start, when you're adding these, always start with the days. Over here, always start with the days. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Now, a little alarm hopefully just went off in your head and you said, oh, but 7 days is a week. So we actually need to take that 7 days away and add it to our weeks, which leaves us with 0 days and 2, 3, 4 weeks. All right, looking at money now. $5, take away $2.45. Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this $5 into $4. I'm going to regroup everything, and 90.10 cents. So $4.90 is the same as $5. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 4 is also 5. Bring that decimal point straight down. 4 take away 2 is 2. And don't forget your dollar sign. Alright, now we're looking at this multiplication. So remember on these, you take your 2 and you go straight up. So 2 times 7 is 14. You have to carry that 10. And then 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 more, 17. So 147. Alright, we're looking at 3 now. The problem says to separate, I'm reading here, separate 10 hatchlings into 2 equal sets. Now, it says 2 equal sets. It doesn't say sets of 2, but 2 equal sets. And then write the related equations over here. So I'm going to look at, I need to have 2. I'm going to take this group, I'm going to take this 2 sets. So I visually looked like that's about the middle point, but I'm going to check that when I'm done. So I'm putting loops around those. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So I took that 10 and I divided them into 2 groups, and there were 5 in each group. Half of 10 is 5. Same answer. Okay, number 4. So I always start at here. I always start at 0. And 1 is at 1 big hop. It's just exactly at 1 inch. So I'm going to use the abbreviation for inch. B is, I'm going to start here again at 0. I'm going to count whole inches, hops. So 1, 2, I see 2 whole inches. And then I see 1, 2 out of the 4 inches on there, which is also 1/2. This line right in the middle is our half line. So it could either be, the fraction could either be 2/4 or 1/2. They're the same amount. C now, okay, I'm going to start over here at 0 again. C is at 1, 2, 3, 4 big hops, so 4 whole inches, and this time only 1 out of the 4 parts of this next inch. And then this last one, it says put a D at 5 whole inches and then 3 out of the 4 parts of the next inch. So I'm going to start back here at 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now 3 out of 4. So 1, 2, 3. So right there, that's where D is. Right there. All right, so number 5 says to round to the nearest dollar. So we're looking at $9.88. Is it closer to $9 or $10? Which is it closer to? That's what we're thinking. And if you look at 98, 9.8, 98, we see that's closer to the 10 than it is the 9. So this is $10. It's about $10. And we don't have to put the dollar sign because it already has the word dollars there. All right, number 6. Anne has these coins. How much does she have? And we're going to look at these hints. The first hint says, count the quarters first and the penny last. So we're going to go from the coin of the biggest value to the coin of the smallest value. Another thing I like to do is I like to write the values of the coins over the top. These are both 1, these are both pennies, and that's another 25. So hint number 2 says to mark off each coin as you count it, just so you don't double count it. So I'm going to follow their suggestions. I'm going to start with the quarters first. So 25, 50, plus 10 more would be 60, 5, 6, 7. So I have 67 cents. All right, so we're on number 7 now. Perimeter means the total distance around something. So what is the pond's perimeter? Now I always pick a starting spot. Come on. I pick a starting point and then I go like that way. I go that direction. And so from this dot to this dot is 305 feet. So I'm just going to write my 305 there. From this dot to the next dot is 204 feet. I'm just writing these numbers down and then keep going this way. So now I have 252 feet and then keep going 331 feet. So I'm going to have to add up all those amounts. So always start with the ones place. So 5 plus 4 is 9. I see that one down there. So 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, carry my 10. 1 plus 0 plus 0 is still 1. So 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it is the perimeter around that lake is 1,092 feet. All right, number 8, time over here. Show the same time on both clocks. So always start with the minute hand, and it looks like 5 plus 2 more. So 5, 6, 7, so 7 minutes. And then the hour hand looks like it's in between the 8 and the 9, so it's in the 8 o'clock hour, 8:07. Now how many, down here it says it is how many minutes after it was 8:00. So all we have to do is look at that right there. It is 7 minutes after 8 o'clock, All right, number 9. Which weighs about an ounce? A slice of cheese, a can of soup, or a gallon of milk? Now, a gallon of milk weighs a little more than 8 pounds. A can of soup weighs about a pound. So the answer is a slice of cheese. An ounce is a pretty small amount of weight. So now number 10 on our last problem. It shows us that 3 out of the 4 slices have been shaded in this shape. And so let's count how many are in this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our denominator. That shape has been cut into 8 pieces. That's a weird 8. And let's see how many have been shaded. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of 8 of that. And you could look and you can see that, yep, they are worth the same amount, right? Because those are the same size. So 3/4 is the same as 6/8. All right, well, that's Drops in the Bucket, Lesson 1.